The IUCEA is implementing and coordinating an ambitious project, the Eastern and Southern Africa Higher Education Centers of Excellence Project ASE2, an initiative of participating African governments and the World Bank.
The idea to establish this project started in 2014. At that time, the East and Central African region was experiencing significant growth in various sectors, especially oil and gas, the textile sector, but also agriculture and mining.
The project is designed to address higher skills and innovation requirements for priority sectors in the region, but also in line with the Eastern and Southern African countries' strategy to strengthen competitiveness and employment in Africa through the production of quality high-skilled human resources in priority growth areas.
The project is covering 8 countries: Tanzania, Kenya, Uganda, Rwanda, Malawi, Mozambique, Zambia, and Ethiopia. And together the project is supporting actually the establishment of 24 centers of excellence in those countries.
The centers are established to address national and regional developmental challenges through research and motivation, as well as development, training, and demonstration.
We have 2 centers of excellence which are extremely important. The one we witnessed today is the center in material engineering and so on, in nanotechnology. The center is working with the colleagues in the College of Health Sciences on medicines. For example, validating medicines using nanotechnology and so on. They have come up with quite a few innovations that are arising out of the research in the nanotechnology.
Mapolo Nano is a center of excellence which is supported by the World Bank through a loan to the Uganda government. We have been developing an engine. This is a diesel engine working with 1 cylinder. We developed this engine using all the materials locally available around. Nothing of that engine is imported. This product came as a way to solve the solution of seeing how to generate power for the different activities we have, like in agriculture, like in transport, water pumping, and the rest of that. Most of the people or researchers have been developing cars, but not the prime mover. So we think we need also our engine.
The other center is the Makerere Center for Crop Improvement, which is based at Kabanyolo. Now that is also a very important center.
Makerere University Regional Center for Crop Improvement, or acronym MACI, evolved from a regional program for Masters of Science in Plant Breeding and Seed System and a PhD in Plant Breeding and Biotechnology way back in 2008. Because of the success of this program, the government of Uganda has endorsed a grant from the World Bank that has enabled us to establish MACI as we know now.
They are coming up with the crop, improved varieties of crops which can give much higher yields than what ordinarily we are getting. That center is training also the next generation of researchers, so it is training researchers at master's and PhD level from, I think, 18 African countries.
The university has 3 centers of excellence. The one is called CREATES, but it deals with life sciences and food technology. And the other one is called WISE Futures, dealing with material sciences and water management. These 2 are funded by a soft loan from the World Bank. Yeah. But the coordination of these 2 centers is done through IUCEA.
Food and nutrition insecurity in Africa is still high, majorly due to post-harvest loss, over-exploitation of the available resources, as well as the inadequate laboratory infrastructure and lack of trained scientists to be able to harness the wealth of the continent.
You'll be surprised the food nutrition insecurity is as high as 40% in Tanzania. In Ethiopia, it goes up to 70%, and most of it is due to post-harvest loss, of course, also human capacity, critical human capacity. We don't have trained scientists and engineers enough to be able to harness the wealth we have in the continent. But now, through the government loan, which came from the World Bank, through IUCL, like the DDI project, we've got our own funding so we can do our own projects addressing demand-driven issues. So that the researchers we have here, they don't do research for the sake of research, but the research they are doing is demand-driven research, which addresses the burning issues in the communities, in the industries, and above all, we are building critical mass, human critical mass, which we don't have. We are also equipping laboratories. So the labs we have now have improved quite a bit, and we are still improving it. And I believe by the end of the project, the laboratory infrastructure would have been improved a lot. Maybe we'll have been able to get even ISO standard.
The students are producing pesticides which are distributed to farmers around the community and thereby improving their productivity as well as nutrition within their households.
But this is a biopesticides which was innovated by one of our PhD students which was funded by CREATES. One thing about this is natural. Everything is natural. You can spray in the morning and then within hours or immediately you can wash your plant, or your tomato, if it's tomato, if it's maize, and use it.
The University of Rwanda is the only university in Eastern and Southern Africa to host 4 African Centers of Excellence funded by the World Bank. The 4 centers include the African Center of Excellence in Data Science, the Center for Energy and Sustainable Development, the Center for Mathematics, as well as the African Center of Excellence in Internet of Things.
The aspirations of a number of countries, and in particular in East Africa, is to transform a number of universities into research universities. And PhD students with their mentors from either the region or from outside the region contribute a lot to advance the research agenda of our countries. Beyond that, the research outputs increased tremendously thanks to the Centers of Excellence hosted by our universities. And we have also opportunities to provide scholarships to our students. Not only they are trained in the region, but they are also given scholarships by Centers of Excellence.
We are very happy to see 36 master's students have graduated in data science and others in master's, PhD.
Evariste Twaherwa is one of the PhD students at the African Center of Excellence in Internet of Things at the College of Science and Technology in Rwanda. He won a grant from the World Bank after he succeeded in designing and developing solutions to address COVID-19 pandemic in public places in his country.
We are scanning the vital signs of the pandemic, especially body temperature, using contactless devices. So we don't actually allow people to enter some public places when they indicate a raised body temperature. So whenever an individual is found with a raised body temperature than the normal level, this situation is immediately communicated to the health professionals that are truly concerned with that particular environment.
Another initiative of the ICEA is the establishment of innovation hubs which contribute to reinforcing the teaching and learning capabilities of East African universities in various fields. In 2019, 4 centers of excellence out of the 24 were awarded $250,000 each as seed funds to establish regional incubation centers for Eastern and Southern Africa.
We have one at the Nelson Mandela African Institute of Science and Technology, data-driven innovation hub. We have another one at Mbarara University of Science and Technology, that is Farm Biotechnology and the Traditional Medicine Innovation Hub. We have another one at Moi University, where we are doing an incubation center for phytochemicals, textiles, and renewable energy. And the last center is at the University of Rwanda. It is called, it deals with the energy and the renewable energy in general, and sustainable development in the region.
I've worked in the mines, I've worked in utilities, where there's quite a lot of emissions. So I thought I could contribute in a way to try to fight the climate change that we are experiencing. And there are very few universities that offer renewable energy at this level. I would like to report that the standard offered at the University of Rwanda is quite high, and so far, in terms of recognition, I think it is one of the best courses we have on the continent.
So those four incubation centers are actually very important because they are supporting commercialization of ideas, but also products, and they also support the partnership between the academia and the private sector.
We are going to work on the innovation ecosystem from East Africa, trying to bridge on these synergies that already existing. We want to create like an innovation ecosystem within East Africa. We have the partnership between the innovation hubs, the industry, and the government.
So far, we are happy to report that actually the project has achieved many of the targets. For example, the number of students who are enrolled at the moment stands at around 5,000 students at PhD and master's level, which is a very good growth because our target was 300,500 only. And the number of publications so far, our target was to produce 1,500 publications. The percentage achievement is more than 100, so produce more than 1,500 publications. And this is simply because the centers of excellence are expected to publish because of the results, but also the funding for research and innovation. In terms of mobility of staff and students, I think we are also contributing a lot because one of the conditions for the project to be supported is to attract regional students. So a student from Kenya studying in Uganda or Tanzania going to Rwanda and other countries. So regional mobility of staff and students is also one of the contributions of this project, the EAC mobility program.